Rangers finally make a transfer breakthrough in their hunt for Cyriel. I feel like I've been talking about this guy for a while now. He's not quite on the level of talking about a Luis Palma, but it looks like the Serie A Cremonese, who of course were relegated, were demanding 7 million for the Nigerian, but it looks like Rangers have progressed towards a deal worth up to 4.5 million. But apparently there's 3.5 million going to be dished out up front, and it could be worth up to 4.4, so 900,000 add-ons. I'm going to hint this is due to the fact that they've been relegated and they're going to look to get this job done and make a bit of money back through this. So personally, of course, he did move there from, I believe it was Feyenoord, for a decent bit of money, so this club will be wanting to make a bit of money back. He is 28, I've talked about it a lot, but it looks like now that Rangers, this 4.4 million bid has been accepted. So who really knows where this is going to put us, but a lot more people talking about this deal. It doesn't seem to be smoke and mirrors. This one seems to be legit, and with this being legit, Robbie Uller has been linked with a move away. Of course, with this influx of potential strikers coming in, like Dessers, and a man we'll go on to mention, and a few men we'll go on to mention in a wee bit. Robbie Uller, of course, 19. He did get a few first-team opportunities during the course of the 2022-23 season, but he's not yet signed a new deal, which is a problem. So we don't want to. We know what road we don't want to go down there, guys. Let's be honest. So yeah, I wouldn't mind getting rid of Robbie Uller on loan. I think he's still a pretty decent talent. But of course, with the likes of being linked with Cyriel, Dessers, Cholak, then Sakala, I guess Sakala can play up front, but is being used more as a winger these days. But also us being linked to Haji Wright. But to be fair, is Haji Wright and Dessers, is that both of those deals going to get across the table? I wouldn't be too sure about it, because you're looking at a potential like 14 million now. Obviously, like I've just talked about, Dessers looks like a 4.4 million breakthrough's been had, but this Haji Wright deal literally looks like 7 million. But I will say this, right? For people saying that this can't happen, every transfer we've made so far has been on a free. It's not like we've spent like 3 million each, like on each player, and we've spent like 10 million. So at this point, I don't see why we couldn't potentially spend a lump sum, like a bigger lump sum, like 7 million on one player, compared to like spending 7 million across 3 players. It's the same amount of money you've got to spend at the end of the day, so it's not completely unrealistic. But Haji Wright, no real update on that. But you know what? It's good to see us linked with all these players. And finally, there's a red alert in a potential transfer pursuit of QPR striker Lyndon Dykes, damn it. The big, beautiful man who's carried Scotland to a lot of great victories in recent years. Big guy, can do the hold-up play, can do it all. Now, I will say that I feel like Haji Wright, Dykes and Dessers are all quite similar. Hold-up merchants, which there's no problem with being, and I feel like we kind of need someone like that to replace Morelos. And Dykes looks like the cheapest option, but I feel like among Rangers fans, Dykes would probably be one at least out of all three. Even though I would say Dykes is probably, I mean, he's the most familiar option, and I wouldn't say like he completely, utterly blows you away, which is why I think Rangers fans don't really want a piece of big Lyndon Dykes. But at the same time, out of the three of them, I would probably prefer Dykes. Now, controversial that may be at the end of the day, and that's everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I rate Dykes, and that's not to say I don't rate Dessers or Haji Wright. I think they both really good at it. I mean, personally, I think Haji Wright looks the best, but I'm looking at value for money. Would be getting Dykes for next to nothing. It looks here that you could get him for as simple as like 1.5 million. And if you can get a player of Lyndon Dykes quality for 1.5 million compared to potentially spending 7 million that could go down the shitter, you know, who knows? But you know what? We need to show ambition and we need to get the job done. We can't just sit here and squander players and, you know, sit on what ifs and maybes. We need to bring players in and pray to God they stick and I get the job done. So yeah, if it's Dykes, if it's Haji Wright, or if it is Simeon or Cyriel or Dessers, whatever the big man's name is, even that other guy, Sam Fenders or something. Well, there's that many players, man. There's that many strikers linked to Rangers these days. Who knows which one of them's going to come in? But anyway, that is it for your late evening Rangers transfer news. And until tomorrow, also Fair play to West Ham. They won the Conference League tonight. Good for Big Davy Moyes. Sad we couldn't win the Europa League last year, because those scenes would have been fucking great.